Welcome to SVG-TV News for Friday, August 16, 2024. I am Jennifer Richardson. There will be a one-week delay in the reopening of schools used as shelters, so says Prime Minister Dr. Rav Gonsalves, who was hoping that the schools would reopen on September 2nd. The Prime Minister, who was speaking on VC3's Roundtable Talk Wednesday, said that homes for the shelterees are yet to be built, hence the delay.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed that maybe by the end of the second week in September, may be able to get back to school, the 9th. Second is school, but I don't think we're going to make the second week because we have a number of people still in the schools where the schools are shelters. And we have to work fast on their houses. And we may not complete all of those in order for them to get out. But we are working assiduously.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister has given the assurance that the Union Island Secondary School will be ready for September 2nd.
Bragsa is working on the school, the secondary school. That should be completed for September the 2nd. We are working on with the Gombalimbo group and the React group. Vincentian workers are there too with some Romanians. Working on the RRU, Rapid Response Unit, housing there. We'll be able to house more people there.
Prime Minister Dr. Rav Gonsalves has noted that the World Central Kitchen is expected to leave the Southern Grenadines in 2 weeks' time. This, the Prime Minister said, poses a challenge for the people on the island.
And if we don't have a communal kitchen, we're going to have problems to feed people who are working on Union Island. So we have started to cover the building for Edwin Snag, which is the best building in Clifton, to do because it was a bar and restaurant. Yes. The structure is fine, the roof has gone. We're hoping to get that on within the 2 weeks period. They will check the equipment and the like. We want to do a couple guest houses so that we can put workers in those guest houses to get the work going on Union Island.
Head of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force Traffic Department, Assistant Superintendent of Police Panel Brown, has described the 460 accidents for the year as too many. This despite the small decrease for the corresponding period for 2023. SP Brown said it is concerning to know that people are still reckless on the road.
Proper and appropriate signals as early as possible to minimize the amount of accident or incident we are having occurring on our roads. I am advising persons who wishes to turn into junction where there are more than one lane of traffic entering or exiting the junction. Please wait until somebody allows you the opportunity to cross that portion of road to go into your junction. Do not take it for granted that a vehicle is approaching you in a distance and you can make it before the vehicle reaches you. It's a mistake, because you cannot tell the speed that the vehicle that is approaching you is traveling at. And it is a source of danger you're putting yourself and other persons in. So I'm asking you to desist from such a practice.
ASP Brown also noted with concern the poor behavior of some conductors who tend to be unprofessional.
The proper thing to do, when your vehicle, you indicate to pull over to pick up your passenger, to set down your passenger, and the conductor is in the process of making the passenger comfortable in the vehicle, you cannot indicate that you're going to pull out. When that process is completed and the door that the conductor operates is closed, he will give you the okay and say, okay driver. And then you indicate, and when the traffic is clear for you to do so, you pull out and proceed towards your destination.
With the World Health Organization declaring the Mpox, formerly monkeypox, a health emergency of international concern, Vice Chancellor of the University of the West Indies, the UWI, Professor Sir Hilary Beckles, has committed to dedicate the university's considerable research expertise for the public good, working with regional partners to help face this challenge. Professor Beckles said UWI acquired cutting-edge virus sequencing technologies during the COVID-19 pandemic, which can now be redeployed against Mpox to provide strong early detection mechanisms. Professor Beckles added that UWI has the capabilities in its laboratories to make rapid and accurate diagnosis of Mpox and will work closely with regional ministries of health, the Caribbean Public Health Authority, CAFA, and the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, to respond to any introduction of the virus in the region. The SVG UK Friendship Foundation has assisted 138 children with a $50,000 education bursary fund. Each child will receive $400 that will go towards the purchasing of school items. Chair of the UK SVG Friendship Trust, Sir Louis Straker, said it will not only ease the financial burden of parents, but it is an investment in the country's future generation.
Gift to you. It is an investment in the future of our country. The young people, the boys and girls who are the recipients or the beneficiaries of these gifts are the men and women of tomorrow, and we expect that they would be able to continue to build our country even in our golden years or when we are dead and gone.
Sir Louis, a former Minister of Foreign Affairs who played a major role in the formation of the foundation, said that an additional $50,000 will be given to the government, which will go towards supporting disaster-affected people. The foundation has collaborated with the SVG Cooperative Bank to help with distribution of the fund.
Truly honored to have been chosen as the bank of choice for the trust distribution of funds to support the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the hurricane relief efforts following the devastation and impact of Hurricane Beryl. The United Kingdom Friendship Trust has long been recognized for its unwavering commitment to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. At the St. Vincent Cooperative Bank Limited, we take great pride in the trust you have placed in us to manage and facilitate the distribution of these funds.
Minister of Foreign Affairs and Trade, Frederick Stevenson, lauded the initiative.
I once again salute and recognize the leadership of the High Commissioner, Senior Lewis, and the diaspora in the United Kingdom, along with the parent trust in the United Kingdom, the SVG Friendship Foundation here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The charity is committed to assisting when necessary and when there is the need to do so, particularly in cases of natural disasters.
Meanwhile, Sir Louis Straker called out some public servants who he feels have neglected their duties and are not looking out for the poor in SVG. He raised the issue of a family living in poor conditions, which he found appalling.
Family, husband, wife, and 3 children from Camden Park area. They are living in a foul pen, under a rock. No toilet facilities, no potable water, no stove, nothing they have. And I asked whether they are not on public assistance. They said, no, they are not. It hurts my heart to know that we have people among us who would have the need, and yet nobody reaches out to them. We have people in the ministries who should be going out and at least get some information of who these people are. But many of them just sit down in the office and wait until the end of the month to collect their salaries.
So Louis noted that many times opportunities are available, but it is usually a certain group of people who access help.
It lays very heavily on my heart to know we have people of that kind. And sometimes when we have things for the poor, the people who would get it are the policemen, children. the nurses' children, civil servants' children, nurses' children. These can fight for themselves. And the poor people who don't even know where to go, they get nothing. Or they push the poorer ones out. And when you tell them, well, you're a civil servant, you're a policeman, you're a teacher, they say, we poor too. But we have to have compassion for those who are very poor. Look out for them in our communities. And if they don't know where to go, and you know, try to lead them where they can go to get some assistance.
The former Foreign Affairs Minister is encouraging everyone to be more caring and to look out for those who are in need of help. Acting President of the Opposition NDP and Shadow Minister for National Security Major Sinclair Leacock has called for the public to be more supportive of police officers in crime-fighting efforts. Leacock, who was speaking on the New Times program on Nice Radio earlier this week, noted that many times the police receive a bashing from the public, but there are also many times that they do good.
Crime and violence saps the investment climate of a country, and it foments and encourages corruption at the highest order. Today, we'll be speaking about this crime and violence with respect to narcotics, to petty larceny, and to robbery. But don't feel that is not climbing the mountain to get to officers, parliamentarians, and others in the privacy of the home or in the conduct of the duty.
The New Democratic Party is close to announcing the candidates for the North and Central Leeward constituencies. So says Acting President of the NDP, Sinclair Leacock, also on the New Times program earlier this week. Leacock noted that the selection of candidates for the constituency is looking positive.
In North Leeward, our cup is full and running over. I am mindful of the fact that the people seems to be fairly settled on who they want to be the candidate. So I get that, because I've been in one of the very many walks in North Leeward. Dr. Fred almost lives in North Leeward, in Rose Hall, in Wrong Hill, in Spring Village, in Pito. He's constantly getting feedback from the serving candidate, partner who knows the constitution to the back of his hands. And we know we can't take an inordinate time to name that candidate. We understand that, we get that. Because not everybody is a John Horner and the Griffin going back to the old candidates, them who you can name them today and they're ready for tomorrow. Some people need a sufficiency of lead time.
Leacock added that with respect to the Central Leeward constituency, candidates need to make certain decisions that's best for them.
Some people who want to make themselves as candidates for the New Democratic Party also have to look at themselves, the immediate family relationship, the wife and the children. They also have to look at the job situation and how they take care of themselves. If I declare myself as a candidate tomorrow, how do I mind myself the day after? And how long do I have to be minding myself before an election is called? And people have to make strategic, technical, tactical, financial, physical, mental, moral decisions. And all of those things are in the equation. And this is something which I know in the fullness of time, and that fullness come and not waiting for full moon, will be declared.
Leacock expressed optimism with the younger NDP candidates, who he said will be seen contesting in the upcoming general elections constitutionally due in 2025.
I'm glad about this, because the party can't be running on Leacock and Cummins indefinitely long. For some of us, this is our last hurrah. Some of us just holding on for next election because we want to see NDP into government. But they're young, talented, attractive professionals. But we also have to make sure that the people who we are bringing in as candidates, it's fine for me to come and talk to you on a radio program, you know. It's even entertaining for me to be on a political platform for any St. George, or to be in a walkabout with you, or to be in a lot of things. But after you win the elections, Colin, after you win the elections, you have to run a country.